Everybody, welcome to my video. A couple weeks ago I did a review on the Mini Z Toyota 4Runner crawler, and I have to say my results were a little bit underwhelming. So today I have some upgrades we're going to throw on this and see if we can make it perform just a little bit better. So let me show you what I got. So here's the parts we're going to be throwing on this today. Most notably, the tires that are on this car, they show some semblance of tread. But with how small this car is and how deep this tread is, it's a fraction of a millimeter. You're really relying on the softness of the tire to get traction, and the tread is really not anything. It's very smooth. You really can barely even feel it. So that's, I think, the biggest negative to this crawler. Granted, the licensed Nitos, and that's cool, but performance-wise, not so great. So what we do have is these are Interco Swampers that are, these are Swampers, right? Yeah, Super Swampers. These are pre-mounted and these are weighted. So these are actually surprisingly heavy for how small they are. And we have a full set of 4 on here. This will help bring the center of gravity lower. And I'm hoping that the knobbiness of the tread on here will actually give it some chance of grabbing onto some, stones or sticks or rocks or whatever. On top of that, just to add some extra weight, we're going to do some brass front and rear weights here. These replace the knuckles, this one up here. So your tie rods would bolt on here. These are going to pivot back and forth on the axle. And this one's going to do kind of the same thing on the back. These are just going to slide over the existing axle for more rear weight. When it comes to RC rock crawlers, particularly mini ones, if you're going to get an SCX-24 or let's say a Traxxas TRX-4M, there's a million upgrades for these things. With the Mini Zs, there's stuff out there. You can get shocks and links and it's chassis bits and whatnot, but none of them seem like they're really that much different than the stock units. So I don't have too much of an issue with the springy shocks on here. Usually with a rock crawler, you want very little dampening so you can get that quick articulation out of it. So we're gonna try these parts, and if it's still not that great, then the next step is I might get some oil-filled dampers. I might do like a carbon fiber chassis or something to try to get the weight lower, because the hard body that's on this is definitely going to make it a bit top heavy. So step 1 for upgrades, we're going to try these, we're going to throw them on, and then we're going to see what happens. And I'm not going to do like a how-to install video. It's pretty straightforward. We're just going to unbolt the tires and put them on. You don't even have to mount them. These just slide over the back, and there's a couple screws for the front. So let me get these parts on here, and then let's put it to the test and see if it's any better. Our starting weight for this vehicle without batteries in it is going to be 8.2 ounces. That's a lot. Yeah, 8.2. Just out of curiosity. Granted, these have packages and stuff on them, but 6.8. Almost double. Let's see how this works out. That's it. That's all the new parts on here. First off, must say, looks really cool with these tires. It really kind of, completes that look. Looks nice having that, that articulation there. I know the sun's like coming in really hard from the side here. It's very early in the year, but let's see how much this, let's see how much it weighs. 13.2, so about 5 ounces, which we started at 8.2, I think, and now we're up to 13.2, which is a huge difference. It's almost double the weight of a car that we've only put 4 packages worth of parts on. It's just wheels and tires and some brass knuckles. And I'm not sure there's a whole lot more brass stuff they have for these cars. I really haven't done that much research, but if you could get the links in brass or sorry, the steering link or the suspension links, that might help, or maybe metal drive shafts, which I know they make. But this, like, you can really feel the weight difference with this. It's quite intense. So I wonder, I'm glad there's no batteries in this, but I can get it pretty far without. That's farther over on its side than it is closer to on its wheels. So let's get the controller and some batteries, and I'm kind of excited. I think this is going to make a big difference. The only thing I don't like is that these tires here, because they have weights in them, there's not that much squish. So like that's as far as you get, because there's metal or whatever heavy item in the wheel itself. So pretty much all the way up to like this mold line here is weight inside the tire. So you're only getting the squishiness from basically that mold line to the end of the tread. So not too squishy, but overall the tires are very supple, and it actually has tread. So I think the addition of the weight is going to be a lot more important than the having super squishy tires. Plus you can see the brass bits in there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks good. The only thing that's going to drive me nuts is that the back of this obviously doesn't have the matching tire on it. So I believe they sell these tires non-weighted, so I might get another pair just to complete the body. But looks good, and ready to see how it performs. Well, I have to say, it's definitely an improvement. I think one of the big problems is no matter what you do to this thing, it's still only this big. So now I definitely have found that I have a lot more traction to get up things. I remember trying to drive up the windshield of my car, it would just kind of go up and slip down unless I gave it full throttle. So now I definitely have enough traction that you can get up a smooth surface quite easily. So traction is definitely improved. The weight is definitely going to help in a lot of situations, although with the terrain I have, the tipping over was not so much of an issue. But now that I have the traction, I'm finding that I'm trying to hit bigger obstacles and the ground clearance is just not enough. So although it's better, I don't know if you could ever make this amazing, because the car is just so small. So if you had perfectly scale appropriate terrain, I think with these couple upgrades, it would be fantastic. I just don't have that accessible without really trying to look around and try to seek it out. But definitely cool. Weighs a lot more. Feels like it has more substance now that it actually weighs something. And now I'm not so upset with my purchase. I would think I'll actually use this more frequently. And now that I have some confidence that I think it's going to perform decently, I might spend some time and try to actually make like a mini scale course or something for this. Overall, I think based on the price and what I've invested in this now, besides the fact that I had a '88 Toyota pickup, not a 4Runner, but a pickup that was exactly this color. So apart from nostalgia purposes that I love the Yoda, I think the TRX4M or an SCX24 would be the better buy based on part support, the fact that at least the TRX4M is a little bit bigger, which helps tremendously. And now there's portal axles and all kinds of other things out there for those other crawlers. So pretty cool. Do love the way this looks regardless. So even if I don't use it that frequently, it looks real pretty sitting on the shelf. And yeah, pretty happy with the quality of the racing parts and the weighted wheels. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching this video. If you have one of these things, I would recommend a couple of those upgrades for sure. And smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later.